This was put out, again, by, quote, the Biden office, not by a doctor, not by Dr. Kevin O'Connor, who was his handpicked by Jill Biden, loyalist doctor throughout his term, but just, quote, the Biden office. Let me see a doctor assuring us with his name that that's true. As somebody other than Kevin O'Connor, ideally, but at least Kevin O'Connor. Let's see him come out to the cameras and do a full-throated press conference on this, and then maybe we'll start listening. But, quote, unsigned by the Biden office, I'm convinced is a lie.
No, it is. And I think everybody knows people over, I'm 71, and I can tell you that no urologist in the world, if you want a PSA test, they will give you a PSA test. And if he has one in 2014, we just need to know the results. Was it negative? Was it positive? Was it high?
Right.
Was it low? But why?
They don't say that. That's what's interesting. So they say he last had a PSA test in 2014. They don't say what the results were. They do say this was the first time he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which doesn't mean he didn't have a sky-high PSA in 2014 that he just chose to treat quietly. There are pictures of bruises on his hands throughout his presidency. There had been speculation at the time, was he getting some sort of IV treatment when he was going home to Rehoboth Beach House all those weekends? Was he getting some sort of treatment? All of those questions are unanswered. Go ahead.
And they need to get Dr. O'Connor, and they need to bring him in very politely and put him under oath and said, did you in the last 11 years, to your knowledge, but especially when you were the White House physician, did you give either a PSA that was officially recorded, or did you do a PSA that was privately recorded for your own diagnostic purposes? Did you, yes or no, under oath? And I just don't think and I don't want to be a doctor at all, but I don't think any doctor in the world would believe that the President of the United States had not had a PSA. And when you look at Obama's medical records, you look at Donald Trump's medical records, that's their PSA. And I just don't believe that's true. And I think they don't believe it's true. They don't believe.
And they want us to believe that he didn't do the testing. And they talk about like the PSA like it's some sort of difficult thing to do. It's literally just an extra box on your blood test. And by the way, I have real questions about whether a normal annual blood test would not have shown any abnormality if he had cancer raging through his body, aggressive metastasized bone cancer or prostate cancer. I'm not sure what the answer is to that. But Dr. David Samadi was on the program on Monday, world-renowned prostate surgeon. This is what he does. He operates on men with prostate cancer, and said there's no way that they could have said, like they did, and again, the statement from the Biden office, that he has the kind of cancer that is responding to hormones if they hadn't been giving him hormone medication for prostate cancer. That there's zero chance. It's not, those of us who are not cancer doctors, didn't jump out at us. I just figured there's something about this kind of cancer they can see in your blood work. Oh, it's type A that will respond to hormone treatment. No. He said that's not true. The only way you could say it responds to hormone treatment is to have tried the hormone treatment and to have seen the PSAs go down, down, down. So they lied. They lied in that statement. No one's raising this. No one's pointing this out.
No, nobody's pointing it out. And who knew about it? Who knew? Are they trying to say that no one who was with him every single day had no knowledge that he was seeing that he was going somewhere for treatment, or somebody was coming in, or Jill? I just don't believe. That's just impossible to believe. And so this is the scandal under scandal. And are they going to come out and finally tell the truth about it? Are they going to say, look, the President of the United States was elected with cancer and hid it, and the cognitive ability, was it separate? Was it connected with there's so many questions, and you get the impression their whole solution to this is, well, he's gone, he's not president, we're looking forward, we don't look backward, we're all done, now we can go back to performance art, Tesla rioting, we can go swarm ICE stations, we can do all this other stuff and just concentrate on Donald Trump, the Hitlerian figure, and you guys just, there's nothing here, forget about it. These were the two biggest scandals, and I think in any president's, we had FDR who tried to mask it, Grover Cleveland, JFK, but nothing like this. Nothing like this. Compounded. The cognitive problems, the medical treatment, and then he wants the American people. And there's thousands of urologists in the country. What do they think when they hear this concocted explanation? They know that it's completely illogical, impossible, fantastical. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So why would they issue it that nobody would believe it?
And that's exactly right. They're just banking on more complicity once again, and they're going to get it. As you've got, David Axelrod on CNN saying this coverage of his mental infirmity needs to be muted or set aside.
Megyn, why did they announce?
Hakeem Jeffries, it's conspiracy theories. All this talk. Go ahead.
Why did they announce it just 2 or 3 days before the book came out?
To tamp down the discussion around this book. That would make perfect sense. To try to guilt people out of discussing the big cover-up, attempted cover-up.
So in other words, and this is what I think we're all thinking, they use a serious medical condition and they use it as leverage and for their own political purposes. And then in addition to that, they were quite willing to demonize anybody who saw what they were doing as the real insensitive people, not themselves, who were using cancer as a way of deflecting attention from a very incriminating book.
I think that's right on brand. I mean, we went back, in preparation for yesterday's interview, we went back and started pulling all sorts of stuff. And I'm going to show you, there's a pattern. There's obviously a pattern of lying by this White House around anything related to Joe Biden that makes him look bad, but especially his cognitive decline and the measures that those around him were going to cover it up, which is exactly the same theme as we are discussing now with respect to this prostate cancer diagnosis. Joe Biden having a medical issue and those around him suspected of trying to cover it up. This July, there is a global summit of BRICS nations in Rio de Janeiro. The bloc of emerging superpowers, including China, Russia, India, and Iran, are meeting with the goal of displacing the U.S. dollar as the global currency. They're calling this the Rio Reset. As BRICS nations push forward with their plans, some worry global demand for U.S. dollars will decrease, bringing down the value of the dollars in your savings. While this transition, if it happens, would not happen overnight, the Rio Reset could mark a pivotal moment. So learn if diversifying your savings into gold is right for you. Birch Gold Group can help you move your hard-earned savings into a tax-sheltered IRA in precious metals. Claim your free info kit on gold by texting MK to the number 989898. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold arm you with a free, no-obligation info kit on owning gold before July and the Rio Reset. Text MK to the number 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.